Chloe Say the Victor. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. It's another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes. So today is the fourth and final installment on the Cosmic brushes. Are they worth the hype? And which one is my favorite? Do I have a favorite? So if that is what you're into and you want to see the exciting conclusion, joking, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. Okay, so we're on our fourth installment. We are going to try and figure out which one is our favorite and what we think of Cosmic brushes. They're brushes, which I have the 1 and the 3 out of the 4 palettes that they have created. One again is no longer available, the Rose palette, but this is the Serenity palette, which was the one that nearly broke the internet with everybody so excited. And then there was the Muse palette, and then the most recent is the Delicious Delights. So we are going to go in order of how we film them to do a quick overview, and then we'll see if we can figure out which one we like best, because I'm having issues. And then we can put some eyeshadow on my face. I did the rest of my base for now. I need to do some errands, so I thought I'd just quickly shoot this. So anyways, let's start off first with the Delicious Delights. This was the newest one in the collection, and it is this gorgeous color story here. If I remember, I will insert a few photos of some of the looks that I've did in between shooting, as I was trying to figure out which one I liked best, because each one definitely has some amazing pros to it. So this one, I definitely really enjoy the specialty shades. This whole color story is very much shades that I like. I love playing with greens. I've been really into blues lately, been trying to work on my pinks, and I think I'm doing pretty good with the purples. So this is a really good color story. I really enjoyed that first look that we created. I thought I did an amazing job with that, and I really did like this. This is definitely up there running for a top palette, because it is nice and colorful, and I do love colorful. It does have these beautiful fancy shades, and yeah, this is just a bright and happy palette. So there we go. So that is our quick look into the Delicious Delights. So let's just pop this in so I can start a pile. Hey baby. So the next one we played with was the Muse palette. All these palettes come in the same type of packaging with these covers here. And this one here is, I would call, the most neutral and grungy of the 3 that I own. The first one, the Rose one, was pretty bright and colorful as well, more leaning towards like maybe a rainbowy palette, but I really like this. I've been liking a little bit more neutrals, I have to admit. They're definitely good if you're going to go into meetings or something like that, or visiting parents, or doing something where you don't want to be super flashy. This one is definitely very versatile, because again, you can do some neutral looks, you can definitely do some very grungy looks with this, which is the look that we had done on video number 2, but you also have some nice bright shades, so you can do a pinky look, a purpley look, a springy green look. So it definitely is a very versatile palette, and I think it is good for people who don't like a lot of color. It's good for people who like grungy, and it's for people who like neutral. So I think this is a very versatile palette, and I would definitely say that if you liked this color story and you were wanting to pick one to try, I think definitely the versatility of this one would make this one an excellent choice. So that was where we did the second video with. And then the third video, of course, is the Serenity palette, and that was the one that everybody was crazy about. And again, same packaging, got the same shape of palette, the same cover sheet, and there we go. Yes, honey, not lunchtime yet. My girl is on fire. It's been a while. Hold on one sec. Okay, so hopefully she's good for a couple of minutes. So again, this is the Serenity palette, And then this is this gorgeous color story here. Now this one, like all three palettes work well together. You could definitely use all three for different looks. This one to me feels like it's a mix of the Muse and the Delicious Delights, because you do get some beautiful light colors and you do get some grungy colors, a smidge of neutral, but you do get a shimmery white and a black, which is really, really nice. Or is that a super dark brown? Maybe it's a super dark brown. Yeah, it's more of a, yeah, a super, I want to say almost more dark brown than black. This is definitely the one that is a mix of the two. So you do get the darkness, you do get the dark blues here, you do have some lighter shades. This is also a pretty versatile palette. I can see why everybody really, really liked this one. Yeah, so I think this is a good mix of the two, because again, you've got the nice lighter shades that the first one have, and then you've got the darker and kind of grungy shades the other one does, and then you do have a same thing, a touch of neutral. So yeah, I would think that this one would be the mix of the Muse and Delicious Delights. Yes, I think I will go with that. So let's talk about other things that I loved. This palette, this purple, was the bee's knees. I could use a ginormous palette of this shade here. This one as well. These two purpley shades, I would happily have huge pans for them, and I would think that I would pan them. So when it comes to this palette, it's kind of a win for these two purples. So this one here, that is Make-A-Wish, and then the one that is called Pixie. So Pixie and Make-A-Wish, these two shades to me make this palette. I love them. I love a good matte, but I like how almost iridescent they are. Oh, this one is really good as well. Hold on. Let's just say all the three. That's the purpley kind of blue one. So those three shades totally make this palette, and this makes it a forerunner for my favorite. So I can totally see why this one got all the hype. So now let's again talk about the pros for the other two, and then we should hopefully have one to do an eye look with. And then here again, here is the grungy palette. I really like, I just played with the, basically played with the greens in this palette, and I had done another look that I didn't take a picture of because it was very, very neutral, very, very light. It was something that I wore for a meeting, but then I did another look, which I will try to remember, using these neutral shades I really, really liked. And then of course we did the grungy and brown look for our first look. I really do love the green shimmery shades in here. This purple is really pretty. This one is again a forerunner because it is pretty much a good all-around palette that I think would cover a lot of bases, and I think I would get a lot of use out of it as well. And then again, one more last look at Delicious Delights so I can see which other things that I favor. Because like I said, I think each one of these palettes has something that makes it special, and this one is the color story. I think this is probably the more me of all the color stories because it definitely has more green in it. Like if you could take the grungies from the Muse and stick them in like this row instead, then that would be 100% the most perfect palette for me. But so I wouldn't want to say that color story, this is probably my favorite one. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to say that the newest palette is the one that is my favorite, whilst my favorite colors our three colors are in the Serenity palette, but color story in general, I think it's this one. And then the Muse one, like I said, is a very everyday palette, and I'm definitely going to get a lot of use out of it, especially in the winter. So I think the winner for today is going to be the Delicious Delights palette, and this is the one that we're going to play with today. So we're just going to quickly put away these other ones because I only have a small space here to work with, and then we are going to do a nice eye look using the Delicious Delights. And let me tell you, it was hard to pick the one that I was going to say is my final because all the palettes have something special to them. So there we go. So let's pop that out of the way, and then let's play with our Delicious Delights. So I will still need to prime my eyes because I didn't do that part. And then you can let me know, what are your favorites of the Cosmic brushes? Have you even used them before? Is this helping you make a decision to see if you want to buy them or not? Did you like this kind of more longer series on a brand, playing with with some different palettes? Let me know. And if you do, are there any brands you want me to try to do this with? If you've watched my eyeshadow collection and slight declutter, you can see what kind of brands I have, see if any of those interest you. And if there really is a brand that I've not tried that you think that I should kind of do a deep dive, buy a few palettes and do a look, that's definitely something that I can look to into the future. Because there are definitely a few brands out there that I would like to try that I've not had a chance to, Belle Beauty Bar being one of them. So, let's see, a lot of traffic this morning. Let's see. So for this palette, like I said, we originally played with some greens, and I think we played with a little bit of pink. So I think I want to play, because I really want to play with this shimmer. So let's play with the blues on the bottom. I think that's what I want to do. So the first shade I am going to grab here is the one that is called Slushy. So we're going to go into the shade Slushy, and then we are going to pop that on the outer corner. And then we're going to do a rounded look. I've been really into those again, especially if I'm going to run around and do errands and things. Yes, the purples and pinks have stained this brush a little bit, but that happens a lot, especially with vegan formulas, because they're pigments, not eyeshadows. In some countries they would say not intended for eye use, but it's just because they stain. But it's not like it's a permanent stain. Now, if it was a permanent stain, then I might worry a little bit. But having to wash, you know, maybe doing a double or possibly a triple cleanse, or taking an extra day for it to wear away a little bit is not a big deal in my books. But I have to say it was really, again, really hard to pick which one I liked, because each of these three palettes has a lot of pluses to it. All depends on what color story you're doing. No matter how much I really do love a grungy story, because Muse was for quite a while the forerunner. I am I don't know, crow, shiny, bright things. I think that's where, if I if I'm looking at color stories, well, I guess, yeah, I do like a lot of grungy ones, but the ones that usually make me want to break a no buy a lot of times seem to be these bright, cheerful palettes. And then plus, I think because it's summer, you want these kind of looks. In winter, you probably, or at least I do, I lean more grungy then, but in spring and summer, I like to look springy and summery. So there we go. So that again was the shade Slushy. I'm gonna do maybe a smidge more there. There we go. And then we are gonna go into the next blue shade, and this one is called Ice Pop. So that's that one there. I think it's Ice Pop. Yes. I guess I could take out my magnifying glass that I have here somewhere. Yes, is it Ice Pop? Yes, look at that. Sometimes I can read something without glasses. Shocking, I know. All right, so we're gonna go into Ice Pop. And then this one we're going to do here. Oh, this is gonna be a very bright blue look. The 1980s called, says, give me back my blue eyeshadow. Actually used to go to school with a girl in grade 8. That's what she did every morning, from lash line to eyebrow, blue eyeshadow. That was so early 80s for sure. It would have been around 82, 83, I think. I know, I told you I'm old. One of your older than average YouTubers. So there we go. I think I need to bring this one over a teeny bit more to kind of match that side. Just a smidgy smidge. There we go. And then I want to go, because I love that kind of felt like glowy purpley blue shades on the Serenity palette. We're going to go into the shade called Sweetie. So that's that one there, and we're going to do that for the front. I'm just using this brush and cleaning it off. I have like a spongy mat here that I can use for cleaning off eyeshadows. So we're going to move this one up front. Let's see how that looks, because it is in the row with all the blues, so it should go nicely. Alrighty, there we go. So now I'm going to take a smaller brush, and then I'm going to go and intensify the 3 colors that we already have on. So we're going to go with Slushy. I'm just going to go on the outer edge and then just tap a little bit more on. And then we will go into Ice Pop. Again, nice bright blue. Not a lot of kick up again, so that's really nice. Because like I said, I did my base. And then we're gonna go into Sweetie. There we go. So before going on to the shimmer shade, let's do our bottom lash line. And I think for that, I'm just going to go into Slushy, and I think I'm just going to do that along the bottom. Ooh, I didn't bring a spray. All right, fingers crossed I don't put blue everywhere. Here we go. I might grab a blue eyeliner to finish this off. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to line with a blue eyeliner. So then next up, we are going to go into the shade called Sugar Plum. So that's the one that I've been kind of eyeing there. So we're going to go into Sugar Plum. And then for the inner corner, we're going to go into the shade Delicious, and then we're going to stick that into our inner corner. So we basically effectively done the whole bottom row there. So we would have done basically the green row, the blue row. Yes, so that leaves me more fun things to play with after. So again, I'm going to use the same flat brush just to start. I remember that this didn't need it did better with the fingers. It didn't seem to need a lot of spray. So hopefully that will be the same with this color. So let's do that. Yeah, this is definitely one that's going to go on better with the finger, but let's just do the first place here with the brush. Yeah, because that way it's going on more like a topper. So let's again, we're going to go into there, and then we're going to go like that. And there we go. There is the color we were waiting for. We're just wanting this on the mobile lid, so that way we can see along the edge of the near the, I guess, the top of the eye socket, that the other colors that we used. You can see a little bit of a purple shift, blue shift, nice. And then again, for the inner corner, we're going to be using a Delicious. Let's find I need to clean my brushes again. I'm running out of clean ones. That's an angle brush. Aha! Look at you all hiding in there. All right, so then again, now we're gonna go into Delicious. So as a reminder, that's that light shade there. I think this one has white, pink, and blue shifts in there. At least when I look at it on my desk here, it seems to shift between white, pink, a little bit of blue. Okay, so I'm gonna go put some liners on, some mascaras on, some lips, and we will be back. And we're back. Here's our final look. The original eyeshadow lipstick I picked was kind of more orangey. It was one from my ice cream box, so I just kind of went with this Fenty Beauty one. It's some limited edition one from Christmas one year. Anyways, here's our finished look. I did a little bit of eyeliner, put on some mascara and some half lashes, and here we go. So the winner of the eyeshadow challenge was the Delicious Delights, and it just because it is just beautiful, shimmery, summery, bright, pretty, and you can do a lot of looks. So if you like color like me, you will definitely like it. But again, it's not to say that these aren't fabulous as well. So our final thoughts are Cosmic brushes are definitely worth the money, worth the time waiting for restocks to come in. So let me know which is your favorite. I'm excited to know. And if you got the rose one, what did you think? I keep checking Poshmark, but the only one that I occasionally find, is the Serenity palette. Because again, that was the one that broke the internet. So after 3 other videos plus this one, Yes, Cosmic Brushes is a-okay. Alrighty, that's it from me today. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends, and we can still test out the worthiness of brands together. As always, behave, make good choices, and we will talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Messy swatches and all.